The pronoun on in French with FrenchSpanishOnline.com. The word comes from the Old French, and the first meaning was a man. And the pronoun indefinite one in English, not the number but the pronoun indefinite one, have the same origin, the same words in French and in English. That's why, for proverbs, for example, when we have expressions like one does what one can, we can use the word on in French too, because it's the same word. On fait ce que l'on peut. So it's the first use of the pronoun on in French to translate one when it's a question here of proverbs and expressions. Second part, on can also be indefinite, and in this case, the word replaces someone, so singular, or people, plural, of course, when it's in an indefinite group. Let's take some examples. People are wrong to believe that. Of course, we can translate word for word using the expression les gens rather than les personnes when it's a question of indefinite. So people are wrong to believe that. Les gens ont tort de croire que. But we can use on because it's indefinite. On a tort de croire que. And on here is for people. More examples. In India, people eat a lot of rice. Again, we can use les gens, but of course we can use our pronoun. En Inde, on mange beaucoup de riz. As people say colloquially, comme on dit familièrement. So, on here is the translation of people. Let's see a singular example. Someone knocked at the door. Of course, you can use again the translation word for word and use quelqu'un to say someone. Quelqu'un a frappé à la porte. But because it's indefinite, you can also use the pronoun on and say on a frappé à la porte. It's very common to speak this way. If someone calls, say that I'm not here. Si on téléphone, dis que je ne suis pas là. Let's see now how to use the pronoun on to translate the passive voice, the English passive voice. Expressions like I have been told that. When you say that in English, you say actually that someone told you, so it's indefinite. For this reason, we can use on in French to translate the passive voice. I've been told that you don't want to do it. And in French, we will say on m'a dit que tu ne veux pas le faire. Another example, Miss Berthaud is called at the entrance. On demande Mademoiselle Berthaud à l'entrée. There is a lesson about the passive voice, so if you want to deepen your knowledge about it, you can have a look. On can be definite instead of another personal pronoun to translate the pronouns we or you. Let's see first the pronoun we, nous in French. To say, for example, hello, here we are, we can say coucou, nous sommes là, using the proper pronoun nous. But you can also say coucou, on est là. And it's really, again, common to speak this way. Actually, it's on, we use it a lot in a conversation. If you want to write, it's better to use nous. But actually, it's a question of choice because it's correct French. We came by foot. Again, you can say nous sommes venus à pied, but with the pronoun on est venu à pied. But here there is difference. On is definite. For this reason, and because it's plural too, as you can see here, we add an S at the end of the past participle after the verb to be here. On est venu, because on is for we. In this case, we add an S. Another example, we are very happy. Imagine that we is for girls speaking. On est très contente. The same thing, we need a final E for the feminine form and S because it's a plural. Instead of another personal pronoun, we've just seen nous. Now we are going to speak about tu and vous. Well, you don't say hello to your dad? Of course, if you want to use tu, you can say alors, tu dis pas bonjour à ton papa? But you can also use on. Alors, on dit pas bonjour à son papa? As you can see here, there is an agreement of the possessive. Here we say ton papa because we use the pronoun tu. Here we say son papa because we use the pronoun on. Another example, you can't sleep in this heat. On ne dort pas ou on ne peut pas dormir de cette chaleur. You wouldn't think she is 90. On ne lui donnerait pas 90 ans. Calm down. On se calme. It's possible to translate the expression calm down by on se calme. The same thing for hurry up. You can say on se dépêche. Nobody asks you for your opinion. On t'a rien demandé. You remember in the first part we see the proverb on fait ce que l'on peut, and here, as you can see, we have a L apostrophe. So why? Actually, we sometimes use l'on instead of on, but it's just a question of pronunciation. It sounds better in French, and we call that euphony because it sounds better. Generally, we use l'on after words ending with the sound of a vowel, like et, ou, que, à qui, à quoi, si. Let's see this example. We get what we deserve. On a ce que l'on mérite. Instead of on a ce qu'on mérite. Okay, so some people say that it sounds better with the L apostrophe here. To go further, let's see the questions we can make with the pronoun on. The thing is that this verb is ending with a vowel. So for this reason, and because it sounds better in French, another question of euphony, we add a T. Rather than saying mange-on du riz, we say mange-t-on du riz with a little T. And we have again expressions to translate sound like or look like in French. You can say on dirait. It sounds like my father when you speak. On dirait mon père quand tu parles. You look like a banker with these clothes. On dirait un banquier avec ses vêtements. So to translate expression using sound like, look like, you can just say on dirait in French. C'est fini. Thank you for watching these slides with me. If you want to read the scripts, you can go to FrenchSpanishOnline.com/magazine. You will find the lesson, and at the end of it, a little exercise to be sure you know how to use correctly the pronoun on in French. Au revoir.